Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Welcome to the Karizma Speaks podcast. I am your hostess, Queen Karizma, and today I'm back with another commentary video and podcast episode. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to all of my supporters, everyone who subscribed to the channel, everyone who is a part of the membership community. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for your continued support. Everyone who engages with the content, thank you so much as well. In today's video, I want to go ahead and discuss why apologies, especially these days, are meaningless. And I want to get your point of view on this because as adults, right? As adults, adult men and adult women, a lot of the time when we disrespect one another, when we go below the belt, when we are not our best selves, the next thing we do is apologize. And don't get me wrong, apologies can be a good concept, but let's be real. A lot of us have taken advantage of apologies. We have exploited it. And now these days it means nothing. And I want to focus on accountability, right? And again, I'm talking from experience. I'm talking from a place of I'm still growing myself. I'm talking from a place of non-judgmental. This is just for people who want to change for the better. It takes you, it takes me, it takes us wanting to change, to do better. It takes us wanting to do better in order for there to be results. Apologies these days are meaningless because the behavior is not changed. The behavior doesn't improve. I'll give some examples. For example, someone who consistently calls you out of your name when you get in an argument, right? And every time they do this, or every time they hit below the belt, they apologize. But then a next argument come along and they repeat the same thing, the same low behavior, the same negative comments, the same calling you out of your name. So in that case, the behavior hasn't changed. So what are you going to go by, the apology or the behavior? Because a lot of the times, especially coming from a woman's perspective, we accept apologies and we don't look at the behavior and see, did that person actually improve? Did they actually make, even if it's a small increment of improvement, right? Even if it's, this could be you too. This could be me. Did you make a change? Did you ever apologize for something and then do the same thing over and over again? We have to really take a look at ourselves. We have to take a look at what we're doing, what we're accepting, because every time that we accept an apology without change behavior, that teaches the person how to treat us, right? So in that example, a person who continuously gets in arguments with you and they continuously calls you out of your name without you calling them out their name, without you hitting below the belt, right? And they keep on doing this, each time we accept their apology, that's telling them, hey, yeah, you could keep on lying to me. You can keep on doing what you do, just telling me what I want to hear without changing yourself, without actually intentionally, changing your words, changing your attitude, changing your mind so that you can think better. Because everything comes from our thoughts, right? I know you guys and girls have heard of the saying, as a man thinketh or as a woman thinketh, so is he. That's in the Bible. Whatever somebody thinks, it comes out of their mouth, right? So if a person is consistently disrespecting you, It doesn't matter what the root cause of it is, right? Without you being the person who disrespected them first. If you allow that behavior to continue, you are saying, yes, continue to disrespect me, continue to verbally abuse me, continue to mistreat me, continue to cheat on me, continue to look at me like I'm not worthy of respect, like I'm not worthy of being talked to in a kind way. This is what we tell people. We tell them that by accepting every apology without change behavior. And today's video is just to focus on ourselves, if we do that ourselves, and how we can become better individuals, right? So, my own personal perspective, I have done this in the past where I apologized for something and my behavior hasn't changed. So now just reflecting on what I could do, right? I'm not even apologizing anymore to people. If my behavior hasn't changed, I am not apologizing, because the apology is the changed behavior. And that's what people really got to understand. The apology is the change behavior, not the words. We have to remember that words are tricky, right? Words can be used for manipulation. Words can be used to let down our guard. Words are deceptive. So this is why we have to go by people's actions. When people are acting in a certain way, believe that. Don't believe what they say. They could tell you anything. Believe what they do. Action speaks louder than words. And a lot of us, we forgot that because we want to be so in love. We want to be, I don't know, whatever you want to be, whatever you trying to hold together, whatever image you're trying to put out there. And it's a facade, right? Whether that's a relationship, whether that's a marriage, whether that's just you being single and putting a certain image out there. At the end of the day, you can put whatever image you want out there. You can put whatever you want on the outside. But once that person gets closer to you, they're going to figure out who you are. So it's best that we work on ourselves now, so there's no surprises later. So we're not manipulating people. So we're not leading people on, right? We have to start changing our behavior. And again, that comes with a changed mind, a changed attitude, a changed perspective of the world. It comes with experience. It comes with growth. That's where you see the growth is in the action, right? So I'm not apologizing to anyone moving forward, and I'm not accepting any apologies. I'm accepting changed behavior. That's what I'm accepting. Changed behavior. Because that's when you really put on your big girl pants, your big boy pants, and you say, okay, I'm holding myself accountable. I'm holding myself accountable for what I said. It was disrespectful. I'm holding myself accountable for what I did. That was disrespectful. It was immature. And it wasn't displaying my best self. I can do better than that. I can be better than that. And I could show a better example than that. See, we are so concerned with what other people think about us, the image we put out there. But then when the lights, cameras, and audience is gone, and it's just you by yourself, you have to deal with the choices, the words that you said. You have to deal with the opportunities you lost because of the words you said. The people that you could have had in your circle, had it not been for what you did and what you said, what we did and what we said. A lot of us, we say we want this and we want that, but the truth is these things have been presented to us. We have chance after chance after chance after chance. Oh, you want to be a wife. And a lot of the times wasn't for something we did or said. We could have been in better financial position done or said if it wasn't for the poor financial. We want to blame the world choices that we want to blame racism did and what we said. And if we do not change, we will continue to be in a toxic cycle that will lead us back to square one. Because we have degrees, just because older, that means something. And it means nothing if we don't have a change behavior. Someone should not say that you were the same person a year ago. Someone should not say that you are the same person you were 10 years ago. You should always consistently be a better version of the last version you was. Just like these iPhones, you got the iPhone 16, the iPhone 17, the iPhone 18. We should not be on the iPhone 7 when when we have so many versions that we needed to update from, right? Our software should not be back in the 90s when we are in 2025 going on 2026. We have to grow as we go. We have to grow as we go. And a lot of us, we think we're growing because we're aging. Age and growth are two different things. That's what I've learned. Age and growth are two different things. A lot of us are aging, but we have not grown. A lot of us are still learning lessons that we should have learned in our 20s. A lot of us are still making the wrong decisions when it comes to money, when it comes to credit, when it comes to relationships. We're not working on those hard parts. We rather not work on those hard parts because it requires us to change. And change is hard, change is uncomfortable, but change is necessary. And if we continue to have a stubborn mindset, a closed mindset, a mindset that does not grow, we will continue going through the same things over and over again and hoping and wishing for better. Welcome, Black Diamond. Welcome, King James. We have to look at ourselves and see what we need to change and stop apologizing for our actions. We are not children anymore. We know exactly what we do. We know exactly what we say. And again, usually words are used to manipulate. Words are typically used to manipulate people into believing a version of you that is not who you are. We want to be the best image that we could be, not the best person we could be. You want a perfect image, a perfect picture, an IG picture, right? With all these filters and Photoshop off the mistakes. But no, those mistakes are what teaches us. Those blemishes are what makes us beautiful. Those scars tell a story. And if we just would accept what has happened to us, accept what we have done to get where we are in life, whether that's good or whether that's bad, if we simply accept that, we can grow from it. If we stop blaming others for the outcome of our lives and take full control over our actions, our reactions, our responses, how we talk to people, how we treat people, how selfish we are, how greedy we are, if we just take a look at ourselves, literally just take a look at ourselves without the filters, without the lights, cameras, and action, without the audience, without the money, just strip down bare, and you will see that we all have a lot to work on. And apologizing in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, and your 60s, that I'm not accepting any more apologies. At this point, changed behavior is the apology. Changed behavior. And this is where you get real results, right? You get real results from this. Not accepting people who consistently apologize yet haven't changed. It's time to cut those people off. They have not changed, and more than likely, they're not going to change because they don't want to change. Anyone who doesn't want to change, anyone who's opposed to growth, they need to be cut off because they will stunt your growth. They will stunt our growth. And then we wind up only getting the benefit of whatever it is in that little small space, that mindset that we have, when we could get all these benefits from our growth, right? It's a very complicated topic because it's definitely easier said than done. But I know it's possible because I have changed throughout these years. I'm still growing. I'm still learning. I'm still reflecting. And I found that certain people will trigger something in me to make me react in a way. And it's all me. It's not that person, but it's something within me that I haven't grown from, right? Maybe it's forgiveness. Maybe I haven't forgave the person and they don't know. And then I lash out, right? It has nothing to do with them, but it has everything to do with me. So now it's like you got to reflect on, why did I lash out on that person? Why did I disrespect that person like that? Why did I do that to that person? Why wasn't I more kind? Why are we so scared to be kind to people? Why are we so scared to walk away if it's not healthy for us, right? Why are we consistently accepting less than what we deserve? It all comes back to us and our growth. There are areas of improvement that needs to be dealt with, right? And those are the hardest parts, whether that's something that happened to us in childhood, something that happened to us in adulthood, whether that's constant adversity, right? Whether you feel that you just keep going through stuff, and you just can't have a peaceful life. Well, we can, but we have to go through stuff to get there, and we have to grow. And the reason it's hard is because we still have a certain mindset. We have not just let it be. You can't control everything. You can't control people's reaction to you. You can't control how people talk to you. But what about how you speak to them? What about how you don't respond? Because that's teaching a lesson also. If someone's disrespecting you, for example, verbally disrespecting you, calling you out of your name, the best thing for you to do is not respond. Let them say whatever they have to say, right? And you decide after that whether you want that person in your life still, or whether you want to go ahead and move on, especially if this is revolves around dating. Life is too short to let people think that their bad behavior is acceptable. If you want something out of life, you have to be serious about it, and you have to cut people off and leave them where they are if they still have not grown. Period. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm at. I'm not accepting any more apologies, especially from grown people who should have learned their lesson. It's no excuse. We have to take full accountability and be grown women and grown men. We are not teenagers. We are not in our 20s. And if you are in your 20s, please learn from this. Learn from everyone else's mistakes. Do better than what we did, right? Be better than what we were. That's all I could really hope for the younger generation. Because there are not really anyone who's displaying a version that people want to follow, right? Everyone, it seems like, are living a degenerate type of life, a vain type of life. It's all about beauty. It's all about money. It's all about material things that don't go anywhere when you leave this earth. And what else I figured out, or I'm still finding out, is that value does not come from the things that you own. It doesn't come from the name brands that you wear. It doesn't come from the cars that you drive. It doesn't come from how much money you have. It doesn't come from how handsome or beautiful you think you are. It comes from your character, and character is developed through your behavior, and your behavior is developed by your actions. So everything comes back to your actions. What you do defines who you are. What you do is what makes you valuable. How you treat people, how you speak to people, the things that money can't buy. That is what makes you special. Your character. Anybody could have on name brand. Anybody could look good. You see this all the time with anytime somebody gets some money. They're changing the way they look. They changing this because they want people to look at them a certain way. And they want people to value them off of how they look. And then when you actually get to know them, you see, okay, they're still not where they're supposed to be. You could have all the money in the world, but your character, your attitude, and your behavior is still the same. So you attract people who are just like you. And we like to think, oh, I'm better than this person. I'm better than that person, especially when it comes to relationship. No, you attracted exactly who you are. You attract who you are. You attract what you put out there. You attract what you accept. We attract what we accept. We attract where we are at that stage in our life. You want better? You gotta be better. You don't just get the grand prize for being mediocre. You don't just get awarded for not being excellent. People want to get credit for not being excellent. People want credit for mediocrity. People want credit for not putting in work, being lazy. They still want the credit. No, we don't get an award when we have a poor attitude, when we have poor work ethic, when we have poor communication skills. And then when we have poor attitudes, oh, they just better accept me how I am. If not, I'm going to get somebody who do. Let them. Go ahead. Please find somebody who's going to deal with that bad attitude, deal with that disrespect, because it's not me. It's not me. And we have to say no more than we say yes. That's something else I found out. Boundaries. No is a boundary. No, no, no. We have to start saying no more. Even if that means we don't have friends. Even if that means we have to walk the path alone. for a time being, because, everything has a season. You're not always going to be alone. That's a season. That's temporary, right? But we all have to go through that loneliness, because when you say no, when you have boundaries, when you stop smoking or stop drinking in a way that's toxic to your health, when you say no to people who you know are no good for you, then they leave you alone. Then they leave you alone. And a lot of times people think that's a bad thing. That's a good thing. Being alone is a good thing, because you're not distracted. You're focused. You have boundaries. You don't just accept anybody's company, right? You are upgrading yourself. I don't just hang out with anybody. I don't hang with people who used to do what I just overcame. If you used to be a heavy drinker, why would you hang out with heavy drinkers? Why would you go to the bar, right? You setting yourself up. If you used to smoke, why would you hang out with people who smoke when you just overcame that, right? We have to learn to be okay with being alone until we get ourselves together and attract better. Because once you work on yourself, once you better yourself, you attract better men, better women, better opportunities, better living situations, better finances, right? Who wants to be with somebody who's not working on themselves, who have not worked on themselves, and they come to you with a whole bunch of baggage, talking about I want this and I want that. Wait, hold on. You haven't worked for it. You don't get what you don't work for. And if it's coming that easy, it's not special, right? If you can just go out and get a girl or get a guy, that person's not special. And neither are you. You have no boundaries, right? So we have to get back to the basics. We have to get back to the basics. The basics is our actions, how kind we are to people, how we speak to people, how we treat people. We don't have to be nasty. We don't have to be rude. We don't have to be disrespectful. If somebody is provoking you to the point where you feel you have to be disrespectful, it's time to cut that person off, because nobody should ever see us in that way. No one should ever be in a position where they feel they have to hurt somebody else with their words because that person hurt you. Oh no. It's time to cut people off and let them know you're not playing those games no more. Let people know that you are to be taken seriously. Let people know that you will not tolerate disrespectfulness. You will not tolerate abuse. You will not tolerate excuses. We are grown, right? So apologies are meaningless. Look at the action of the person. What do they consistently do? Consistently, right? What do people consistently do? What do you consistently do? Because that's who you are. Whatever you do is who you are. And it's your character. So we have to get better at being better to ourselves. We deserve more. It starts with your own self-worth. You can't demand better if you are mediocre. You got to get somebody on your level. If you're not there yet, stop looking at the tip top. Oh, I want a man up way up here when I'm way down here as far as my character. Oh, I want a woman way up here, got this, and you still down here, haven't learned from your own mistakes, right? Don't have good finances, haven't worked on your credit, or haven't paid your bills. And you talking about what type of woman or man you want. Your focus should be on you. Because once your focus is on you, suddenly you're attracting everything you want. You're attracting these things without having to beg and pray and plead for it. Because what's yours is going to be yours. You don't have to go out and find it. It's going to find you. Once you start bettering yourself, the doors open up, the opportunities open up, the benefits open up. People start seeing you without you having to be on social media. They're going to find you. They're going to find you. So we have to learn how to take accountability and stop apologizing. Words are a dime a dozen, which means everybody could talk. Everybody could say anything. People have mastered manipulation. They have mastered love bombing. What do they do? Sit back and observe people's actions, and you will be so surprised at what people do, and you will see that what they do is not what they say. You will be really surprised. You will be really shocked, right? So I hope this message could inspire somebody just to reflect on themselves. I know it's not for everybody. This is for people with a growth mindset, people who want to improve their lives, people who want to change for the better, people who want to know the so-called secret to attracting what you want out of life. It is bettering yourself. How easy is that? That's the secret. Bettering ourselves. And you're going to get better. You could pray, wish, and beg all you want. That don't mean you're going to get it. You got to earn that good man. You got to earn that good woman. You got to earn it. Nobody's going to give it to you. And how do you earn it? Prove that you want it. How bad do you want it? Work on yourself. Just how bad you want them new shoes. No, it should be a reverse. How bad do you want success? How bad do you want a good credit score? How bad do you want money in the bank saved up the legitimate way? How bad do you want a good woman? How bad do you want a good man? How bad do you want whatever it is that's constructive? You got to want it just how bad as you want it. All the negative stuff, all the drinking, the smoking, and the material stuff that don't do nothing, that don't have a return of investment. That's how bad you got to want to better yourself and the things in your life. Instead of looking pretty, have a pretty character. Instead of being handsome, have a handsome character. Instead of being strong, have a strong financial outlet. Do you see where I'm going here? Our focus is all over the place. We're looking externally for things that we want when really we need to be looking internally. Because the better we are, the better opportunities we get, the better people we meet, the higher quality people we meet, right? But on this level, wherever you are, only you could determine where you are in life and whether you need to work on whatever. Nobody is going to save us. No one is going to put on a cape and say, I'm going to save you because you're pretty. I'm going to save you because you're handsome. Yeah, right. That doesn't happen. Let's focus on ourselves. Let's stop apologizing and let's actually do better. Let's hold ourselves accountable. Let's swallow our pride. Let's swallow our ego. Let's be kind to people. Let's learn to walk away. Let's learn to be silent. This is called adulting. This is the true definition of adulting. No more excuses. No more apologies. No more I'm gonna do it next year, or I'm gonna do this. Do it. Do it now. What are you waiting for? Do it now. Time is passing by. You might not have tomorrow. Everybody want to push off the stuff that needs to be worked on today. No, do it today. Change your attitude today. Change your life today. Pay your bills today. Strengthen your credit today. Build better relationships today. What are we waiting for? Just like how quick you go and get them new shoes or that new purse. How quick some of y'all went shopping this Black Friday, right? And how quick some people gonna go shop. Have that same urgency for the stuff you got to take care of in your real life that's going to affect you. Get in a house, get in a car, get in an apartment, whatever it is. We got to focus. We got to refocus, recalibrate, reset. We don't have to wait for the new year to do this. Do it now. Do it today. 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 So with that said, I just wanted to bring this to y'all attention because I felt like somebody needed to hear this. Somebody needs to hear this. You could shop all you want to make you feel better. You could eat all you want to make yourself feel better. You could put on how much makeup you want. You could go to the gym and look as good as you want. If your finances aren't good, if your credit isn't good, if your attitude isn't good, if you are not a good person, you're not going to get very far. And this is why we can't hold good relationships, because we have not bettered ourselves. We are not good. And I know that's hard to hear. We are not good. We could get there, but we are not there yet. We still have a lot to work on. A lot to work on. Let's better ourselves. Let's treat people better. Let's treat people better. Even on the internet, we don't have to be nasty. We don't have to be cruel. Just because you're anonymous, that's still your character. You might think nobody else know. Oh, nobody's going to know it's me talking all this nasty stuff, but you know it's you. And that's your character. And that's a part of the reason why your blessings be blocked. What you do when people are not around is more important than what you do when people are around. That's your character. We have to be better to get better. And that's the message for today. No more apologies. Do better. Do better. If you're okay with where you are, fine. Enjoy. Just don't complain, because we don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear how bad your life is. We don't want to hear this. We don't want to hear that, because nobody is going to be a victim. No one is a victim. We all could get out of that mindset. We all could do better, even though messed up stuff has happened to us. It's no excuse to treat people bad. It's no excuse to accept low behavior. It's no excuse. We have no excuses. We have all the resources out there that we need to be better people, and a lot of those resources are free. We just got to do more research, do more self-reflection, and actually apply it. And that's the hard part that no one wants to do. Stop showing off for people. What are they paying your bills? Are people paying your bills? Is that IG picture that you got 100 likes on, is that paying your bills? Come on now. Don't you need to be job searching? For people who don't have a job, don't you need to be job searching? Right? You said you was going to go back to school. Don't you need to be enrolling somewhere? We have to do better and get on our business. We are entering 2026. It's time to get back focused and be about our business. And it's for a lot of people, it's time to put God back in our lives too. It's time to put God back in our lives too. So with that being said, y'all, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Everybody who's going to listen to the replay, I appreciate y'all. I will be back with more messages like this. All right. Check out the other videos and podcasts, also on members only. Let's continue to grow and let's stop being distracted because nobody's saving us. And apologies mean nothing without change behavior. All right, y'all. Have a great week. Stay positive. If you are having a bad day, think of one thing to be grateful for, even if that's your life, even if that's your sight, even if that's breathing, if it's your kids, if it's somebody in your life, if it's you not giving up. Pick one thing to be grateful for when you feeling down and thank God for it because these could be much worse. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.